So, Matt, as we're preparing, I told you a little bit about my experience with wine. I do have a story. I probably shouldn't tell it, but you're my boy, so I'm going to tell it.
We're back with one of our favorite mammals at Spatchcock Funk. My boy Ben Walsh, mayor of Syracuse, great all-around dude, and a fan of wine. What type of wine you get into?
So I'm a red wine drinker, dry reds. One of my earlier jobs in college was I worked at a liquor store, spent some time getting to know wines a little bit, but my go-to is a Bogle Petit Syrah, but I like to try different ones, so I'm excited to try this.
Awesome. So I like the liquor store situation because that means you're knowledgeable from experience and field research.
Lots of it, yep.
That's important.
It is.
So because I knew Ben likes red wines, we're going to do a Frosé today. I'll tell you about the Frosé in a second, but we're going to use Pinot Noir Frosé because it's got a hint of the red dryness in it, which we're going to sweeten up a little bit. So first of all, the Frosé, the first time I had it, the Spatchcock Funk crew, we were touring all the libraries and churches of Chicago, and we came across this bar called the Hampton, and they served the Frosé. So it was our crew. Alan Iverson was there. I mean, he wasn't there with us, but he was in the bar that day. So they served this thing, the Frosé, and I had one, and I was like, man, this is awesome. So we're talking, meeting new friends, and I turned back to the bartender. I'm like, hey, can I get another Frosé? And he's like, sir, you have one right in front of you. So they can be fun if you do it right. How we're going to use it today is we are going to use some Central New York stuff because the wine slushy in the New York State Fair is a Central New York thing.
That it is, yeah.
That's how we get down on it. We've all had a couple of wine slushies, you know.
I have, yeah.
So it keeps a hot day cool. So what we're going to do today is we're using White Birch. It's a Finger Lakes Winery Pinot Noir Rosé. We've also got here, which we're not going to use, a Herman Weimer, which is good. Glow makes a good Pinot Noir Rosé.
Yeah, I think that's Skinny Alice there, White Birch, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it is. It is Hobbit Hollow Farm Skinny Alice.
Cool.
Okay. So you're going to put a bottle of that in the blender. Ice the blender up pretty good. What we're also going to do is we are going to add in a quarter cup, a half cup, my bad, of superfine sugar. Then we're going to start the stir for a little bit. Okay, once you've started a run through on it, I've got it done a little bit. We're going to put in what we've got, a lot of fresh mint we cut from the Spatchcock kitchen, or garden rather. And we also have a lot of fresh cut strawberries. So that and the sugar adds a cool sweetness, and the mint makes a pretty neat flavor. So that's what we're going to do.
Cool. So Matt, as we're preparing, I told you a little bit about my experience with wine. I do have a story. I probably shouldn't tell it, but you're my boy, so I'm going to tell it.
I can't wait to hear it.
Started one morning. We were going down.
All right, so I can't even believe that. So you're standing there like that. So then what happens?
All right, final part. This is the worst part. So we're going down the road.
Okay. All right, so I'm still recovering from that story a little bit. Here's how we finish this thing off. What we like to do is garnish the Frosé with a little piece of strawberry, and then a little sprig of fresh mint.
Looks great.
All right, let's give it a run, see how we did.
All right.
Here's a good
Cheers,
story.
my friend.
You got it.
Nice.
Great.
Well done.